Okay, welcome back to Giro 3 YouTube channel. This is take 2 of this one. The battery died, or started to die just after I started recording. So I'll go back to part of the beginning and what I've done so far. I just cut the wires off to make this thing easier and quicker, but then the battery died. And I removed this the seal from the bottom. The seal goes on here, down onto that. I've removed that. It's got cracks and everything in it, so it's pretty well gone, but it'll probably do the job for this customer anyway. So this is the first of 4 rotators that I'm doing for a customer. I'm just going to push these inside while I'm talking. And basically we have Emotator 1102s. There's 3 of them, and there's one 1103 rotator. So 3 1102s and one 1103. So basically, after chopping the wires off, I'm going to start disassembling. So we'll get back and we'll start a bit of noise and we'll start disassembling everything. And all the bolts, trays. Sorry for the noise, but I'm vibrating the camera. Quickest and easiest way to get this out. Go for your rotator. Must remember to look into the lens to see what is going on. See if I can see what they're seeing, what you're seeing. Okay, these have wedge brakes. If you look down in there, you see something sitting into the wedge. There's 2 of them. There's one each side. And in there. So what you're going to do, you get yourself 2 jeweler's screwdrivers, 2 small jeweler's screwdrivers. You put them down between the brake body, and push the wedges back inside, and then hopefully you can lift it up enough. Yep, there we go. Drop those, and all the bearings fall off. Yuck. Okay. There we are. That'll be cleaned up and I'll do a report. Yuck. Okay, bearings into tray. Get these bearings out of here. That's what I'm doing. Probably not. Let's try and get this out with a little hook screwdriver. That's what I use for these. Grease is still moist, but it's starting to congeal, as you can see on this bearing here. So that's what's come off the bearings already, and it's still moist, but it's starting to get really tacky. It's not good to try to roll a ball bearing with this sort of grease that's all yucked up and everything. Oh, there's one trying to escape up there. You can see the colour of it. You probably can't see it properly, but this bearing here, the colour is actually, the grease is actually changed. It's starting to go to a darker colour. Oh, well, you will move forward. Of course, as usual, the bottom bearings, there's always, the last one's always a pain. Get out of there. Just noticed one bearing is a bit discoloured on one side, so I think he's pretty well at the end of his life. Okay, put that there. Put the hands for a second. Righty-o, let's see what we've got at the top. Oh, the wedges just pop back out again. So there's one wedge there. Just go. At least these move in and out. Like sometimes you get these and the brakes are just literally. Oh, what are you doing? Already done that. Okay, let's get the top off and move forward. Something's going to fall out. None's going to fall out. Good. Okay, inside of this looks okay. Oh, I know what I forgot to do. I forgot to do the serial number side of things. So yeah, I'll quickly get these bearings off here, and I'll show you. Oh, I'm going to put them in another tray because these bearings look in pretty good nick actually. Well, they just roll off. Yeah, these rotators have serial numbers on them, so I will show you the serial number of this rotator, and I'll show you of the other rotators when I do them, so we know which rotator we're working on. So this was told I was told that this one is an 1102. The only way you can tell the difference is with the gear ratios, and I won't know that until I physically have it stripped down to the bearings. So the grease and the top is a different colour. That's a darker colour, and that's a lighter colour. You probably can't see it in this light, but darker colours up on the bottom, a little bit more rust and stuff involved. So okay, there's those two. I'll show you this. This grease sticks to it. So directly below where the socket was, it's got a serial number. Just here. So L2879, and then there's a little N at the end here. So, get the right in the camera. N. So that's what we're working on. And excuse me for my sniffling and dropping things on the ground. Allergies are reigning supreme again today, as bloody usual. Drive me nuts. Oh no. Okay, right, let's move forward. Interesting. Okay, just looking at this. Okay. Righty-o. So, now what we've got to do, change tips. Now when you're doing this next one, you need a number, you can probably see it on here, written down. It's a number 3. We can't see it. It's a number 3 Phillips screwdriver, because these screws here are big. You need the next size up, not number 2 or number 1. Oh, that wasn't very tight. Alright. Oh, geez, that was really loose as well. Wow. Okay. Interesting. Okie dokie. So we get the little plate off. This just stops the shafts from... Oh. Okay. That's stuck down fast. There we go. Aha. The grease is actually... This is different grease here. Oh yeah, they played with the... I can see they've actually done the bearings, but they didn't do the grease on the inside here. Tell that they haven't cleaned anything up. So that grease is how the Emotator grease normally goes. It's like toffee. Okay. Put that aside. Now, what you got to do to get these tops off is lift this up a little bit. Give it a bit of a prise in the corners, because you've got to get this hub out. So basically, I'm going to separate this. Oh, it's all gummed up like anything. I've got to get this gear out. Either get the gear out or the shaft out. Knocked it. Oh well. Now we're going to have a fight on our hands, because the shaft jumped out of its socket and I want it to stay down in place. Let's see if I can line it back up again. Oh jeez. Need to get this gear off. Before we can do anything else, we need to get this gear off. Jeez. So we can fight with this, and now we've got to fight it all the way. We've got to try and pull the cables out through the whole thing. You don't want to damage them, so damn it. Didn't want that to happen. Let's see if I can lever the shaft up. Yeah, the shaft is weak in there big time. Doesn't want to come out. Ah, jeez. Yeah, this is what happens. It's like far out. I can't even lever that. That does not want to come out of the hole. Oh! Let's see if I can lean it over enough to get... This is not the way to do things. Force all the gears down. Because we're going to try and get this one off first. Normally you just pop that shaft out, or you just lift up a little way and the shaft stays in. Now we're going to do it the wrong way. Right, that one's got to come out first. See, that gear's got to come out first. I need to put another tray, gear tray. So you've got your hole down inside there, we can't see it. So, now we need to, oh well, since the gears are not how you do things, but whatever. That's the problem when you get these ones that are so manky. The grease is sticky and black and yuck. It's got a little bit of moisture on it, but not a lot. It's just gone crappy. So let's see what I've got here. How do I actually get these and take the last two gears out? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. Come out of there, you little beggar. That's the first number one gear. Okay, now I've got to fish out. There's one space I just dropped down there. I'm not going anywhere I don't want to go. One spacer. There should have been one, oh, there is still up top there. Okay, right. Now that that's sort of sitting there, what you normally do now is you remove this, but it doesn't want to come out. It's jammed fast. Oh, great. There we go. This is the limit stopper or end of rotation stopper, as well as actually activates the limit switches. So I'll stick that over there. Wipe my hands. That grease is terrible on those gears. Jeez, bench is a mess. Oh. Okay, so now we need to change tips again. Down the side here we've got three big Allen keys. So we use a can't even see what it is. To number 6, I think it is. Oh, come out of it. Fingers are so. Come out of it. Right, okay. Right, let's get this out of here. Sometimes these are quite tight, and you need to get 2 long bars on it to get it out. So let's now grab the whole assembly. There we go, we've got the whole assembly out. We'll do a disassemble that in a minute. Let's look down the side here. We now have just the solenoid brake at the very bottom. So I'm sort of making too much of a mess on my bench. I'm just going to wipe some of this excess grease off here. So I'll turn it upside down to release this bottom section. So, okay, change the tip again. Let's get these base screws out. Sometimes these are all rusty and whatnot, or electrolysis, and they just snap straight off. Okay, just give it a tap from the top, pop it out. There we have the view from the bottom. But you've got to get this thing out from the bottom. So what you need to do now is we need to take out that screw there, and that wrist screw there. That takes these little retainers off. This stops it from the wedges going out too far, or going in too far, I should say. So we take that off. I'll just put that. Thought I had to show you what I'm doing. Of course, it fell on the ground. That'd be about right. Where'd it go? There it is. Okay, there was a washer there somewhere, I think. And he's gone walkabout. Well, there should have been a washer there. Oh, maybe. It's hiding somewhere. Okay, move forward. This rotator probably has never been stripped down. Now, push the wedges in. Oh, I should, no, wait, we're going to need to take one of the clips off, that's right. You've got to disassemble these, so basically a pair of little side cutters to grab hold of a little C-clips. There's little C-clips here, or E-clips actually, they're actually called E-clips, these ones. C-clips or E-clips. So I push it all the way through, and we grab, if you can see, just the edge of it gently, and we just prise it off. Oh, off you come. And then we have one E-clip. Put that there. You then poke out, leave the other one on, you poke out the other little shaft, which has a little groove for there. Yeah, you get the wedge out. Right, let's do the other side. Find where it's the back of it is. Yep, there we are. Prise it out. There's that little clip. Push the shaft out. There we go, one shaft. Push the wedge out. Now the brake will come out to the bottom. No, it comes out to the top, you idiot. Jeez. Fact is, I haven't done one of these for a while. I haven't actually done one for a while. So the brake will come apart. You'll have all the bits and pieces for it. I've got to do a strip down and clean. So there's our housing. So this one's probably not too bad a condition. I can see a little bit of chattering here from bearings, which means on the other side of that. On this side, there's a little bit of impact damage here. A bit more so, just there's normally you can. Oh, there's a feather here. You can feel it. Yeah, it's feathered here. That's what normally happens with these. You can hear that. Yeah, so a bit of feather in there. Okie dokie, let's move forward. Ah, there he is. There's our little pesky little spring washer. Okay. And I forgot to bring a spanner down. Okay, here we go. Righty-righty. So basically, to get the potentiometer drive gear and everything off, you actually got to remove the actual potentiometer. Oh, okay, well that wasn't tight. That must have been moving around. That was not tight at all. Actually, let's just move it away for the present moment. Right, we get that off. It just slides off. You can on another tray. All the trays are getting full, so I'll put this stuff in here. And a screwdriver. Let's just let's get this off. Oh, that's not going to come off either. So okay, we'll remove that with a. What was that? Just fell out. Oh, the actual. That's what's happened. We can't see it. The actual little raised section that holds the potentiometer in the back of the groove there is actually snapped off. So somewhere along the line it wasn't tight enough, or even when they assembled it. So this is a limit switch activator. There we go. Here we have the little right angle arm that holds in place. This is the other side. We'll get this one out of here as well. Now we just move that out of the road, and there's our top sub chassis with our stuck fast things. Let's see if I can actually get to the one little spacer here. It's jammed in there as well. I can see I'm going to lose some fingers here, so I'll have to get to that when I clean it up. Okay, so we really need to. Oh, geez, it's a bit. Motor spins at least. I think the bearings probably need to be replaced. A little bit noisy. Okay, so there's our assembly to this point. You can then, we've got to get the wiring off because we've got to clean everything up, so you don't want to have motor or anything on here, so we need to physically get the motor and everything off. So basically we need to unsolder everything. So I'll get to that in due course, and this is all about just stripping down. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4. After you unsolder all the wires and you tag everything, you come to that, pull that out, you clean this up. In this case, we're going to probably pull the motor down, and the motor bearing sounds a bit noisy. So we're going to unsolder all of these. I always mark these. So at the present moment, we're up to this stage. The brake itself is in good condition, so I won't have to do anything. I'll just do a clean up on it and it'll be right to go. So there we go. So that's up to this stage. We've got a lovely big mess of gears. You saw that as I was pulling it apart. And the one gear I need to have a good look at, and I'll check this out later on, is this one that has the raised section, the higher section. Normally this gear takes a lot of punishment in startup, and it actually can actually chew all these gears off. But I'll do a clean up, and I shall get back to you in the next video with it all cleaned up, and then we can just do an appraisal of it. So for now, this is it for this video. So I shall catch you in the next one. I've got another 3 rotators to strip down to this stage. All good. Okay, catch you later. Next video. Bye.